All right, Chris, we had to do a mock draft because the Lions have done and added a ton in free agency. So let me ask you this question right before I get to the mock draft, that and kind of show what I came up with on this one. Why is the mock draft even more fun after all the free agency for the Detroit Lions, and kind of give us our position heading in?
Oh yeah. So as you pull that up, I love it because in years past, Brad Holmes' first year, we had holes, like literal. We don't have anybody there. Second year, it's like, well, we got
Yeah.
somebody, but man, if that's our starter, we are screwed. This year, we've got that baseline. We've got really good players. Yes, we have pockets of things we need, but this draft now and the mock draft is so fun because we can go best player available. We can go this. We can do this.
Yeah.
You're not pigeonholed into any one position.
All right, so knowing best player available, and you feel free to hit me on this in the comments. Be nice, do whatever you guys want, say whatever you want, who you would have picked, what you would have done differently. This is PFF. I found them to be the most accurate of the mock draft simulators, so that's what I used. There were a couple trades, so I'll explain what I did, but I went heavy on best player available. I
Okay.
drafted best player available way before I drafted for need. Okay, so with my first round, I want to show you guys what happened. Bryce Young went 1, Stroud 2, Will Anderson went 3, Anthony Richardson 4, Jalen Carter 5. I didn't want to get like crucified here on the channel, so I didn't go Will Levis with number 6 in this mock draft, even though I think it's there. But going best available, would you agree that it's like, okay, there's it's hard to pick who your best available is at that point. I think it's
Yeah.
Tyree Wilson, but that's for future. It's
Yeah.
not for current production.
Exactly. That you nailed it. That top 5 right there is kind of how I hope the board doesn't go, where it's just like the top 2 non-quarterbacks are gone and then you got to make a decision, Gonzalez or yeah, so I
Yeah.
like getting out of there if
Earlier,
you
it was
can.
Gonzalez all day, but then we signed everyone. So here's what I did. I traded pick 6 to the Eagles. They had pick 10. I offered it to them. It said I had a 37% chance of having the trade be accepted. It was. So for pick 6, I got pick 10 and pick 30.
Ooh, nice.
All
Take it.
right. So I didn't think that was too terrible. And then it's not showing this, but I traded down from 10 and I got a bunch more picks. I got another first rounder and all this kind of stuff. So it was kind of nuts. Oh, that's what it was. I traded pick 10 for first round, pick 24, round 4, pick 121, and round 1 next year.
Love it.
So I'm down now, and I've got the 18th pick, which is the pick that we held, and I went Kalijah Cansey, defensive tackle. How do you feel about that one?
Oh, love that there because he's been mocked a little bit higher, but I think he is undersized. He's not Aaron
Yep.
Donald. Let's be real about who he is, and he's a late first rounder, but it's a position of need and something we continue to try to build is that defensive line, interior especially. I
Yeah.
love that if we can get him later in the first.
Yeah, from the inside, his pass rushing numbers were better than Tyree and like all this kind of stuff. So I was like, all right, I'm going to move with this one. And then for pick 24, I ended up going Osiris Torrance. Just know I did this before I knew we restructured Vitae.
Yeah.
I was just assuming we would let him walk post June 1 and he would be gone. But I still thought get some depth on the interior of our line. Maybe he's good enough where you, instead of handing the bag to Jonah Jackson, you just have a rookie that you can put in that spot as well.
Love it. Nope.
Or he takes over Graham Glasgow after 1 year of Graham. So
I love it.
okay. All right. Now here's this trade. Tell me what you think about this trade. I had already traded down to number 10. So I've now made the 6th overall pick into the 10th pick, the 30th pick, the 24th pick, and a first rounder next year. Is that seem like crazy? I was happy with it though.
I love it. And I love I'm not gonna agree with everything you're doing. Maybe I am
Thank
here.
you.
I'm gonna agree with this, but I love anytime you can acquire picks with Brad Holmes. I mean, it's just proven. And I think he's proven to me that he's not always kicking the can down the road and he's not just looking to acquire picks. The guy will be aggressive, he'll move up. So what I love is if he were to do this, it shows me that just give me picks and I will make things happen. So just arming him with picks is always good. And then I think there's so much depth and there's so much paid attention to. I get it, those top 10 picks. There are
Yeah.
players all over the place. You trade back, it's fine, and you can get Jack Campbell. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, Jack Campbell. I don't know if he's just a name that we know, and he's like a. I wonder how good he is. I hope he's good. I think he's good, and I would love to have him. But I
Yeah.
also wonder how good he is. If does that make any sense at all? What I
Yeah,
just
it
said.
does. Here's what I liked about Campbell. His combine numbers were off the charts. Like they were really, really good. Um, but he also had size behind it. He
Mm,
weighed in at 247. I just thought like, man, oh man, like this is a kind of guy who is pretty good in coverage, really good in the run. And he was just one of those, I say cerebral, but
uh-huh.
he's a very athletic linebacker too, which you don't usually get out of Iowa. So I just,
Yes, right, right. No,
oh,
seriously.
yeah, it was kind of unique. And then because I stockpiled picks, I had some more going here. That was Jack Campbell. I wanted to get a tight end because I felt like that was a position of need. I almost went need there.
Yep.
I really struggled not going Washington out of Georgia with the 24th pick. I wanted him so bad at tight end. But
Oh,
I didn't think Thomas or Osiris Torrance would still be available by the time I got to 30. So I ended up getting my tight end in Sam Laporta. That guy is going to be a TJ Hawkinson clone, maybe better, but I don't know if
I
that's a good
love
thing or not.
I love Washington out of Georgia. That tight
I
end is
know
just
I'm obsessed with the guy.
a beast, and he got overshadowed because they brought in that other tight end that's an absolute beast at Georgia,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
without him, he's like the best. But he's like, but anyway, yep, I love him as well. Julius Brent's corner, I love him. I did a video on him a few weeks
Did
ago.
you? I
Just
didn't even watch that. So
yeah,
sorry, partner.
that's all right. He's huge. He's a big 6'4". He's long.
Yeah,
Just kind of a guy that I like. See, that's why I'm more comfortable taking corners second, third, fourth round. Just
yeah,
taking corner high is I don't like that, and we don't have to anymore. So I like
yeah.
Julius Brents.
Yeah, and I wanted to get a corner because I figured one of these guys, whether it's CJ Gardner Johnson, whether it's Mosley, eventually these guys are going to play well enough that they price themselves out of our team.
Yeah.
And we need to have a guy that we can replace one of them with. And I thought even Mosley, he's kind of on that 1 year prove it deal coming off the ACL. If he plays well, great. Brents can come in there, take over
Yep.
for him on the opposite side of Cam Sutton. And if he doesn't play well, good. Then he's there for it. If he wasn't healthy. And then at the end, I feel like at some point we're going to have to get a guy that, how do I want to put this? Swift isn't going to be here long.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say it like
Nope.
that? And so Tajay Spears is one of those guys, about 200 pounds. He just got it done. And when I see him, actually, one of the things that I notice about him, I see a lot of David Montgomery in him. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, you can just have two David Montgomerys. Like, he's not the fastest guy in the world. He has good balance. He makes people miss. And he just has a knack for how to run the ball well.
100%. It's time to turn over our backfield, and Swift will
Yeah.
be gone. He's been too inconsistent,
Two in.
and oh yeah, injured. And by the way, I don't know if anyone ever noticed it in that hook and ladder against the Packers, he almost dropped the ball when he got hit. Just little. He's like
Now we're getting
always. It's
picky.
always feels very. Oh man, he stresses me out. So anyway, Swift is going to be gone. It would be my prediction. So yep, time to draft a running back, and start that process. So all good
So
with
the,
that.
the the last part about this is really simple. I always have the clock is ticking for me on that Goff contract being up.
Sure.
We've got 2 more years with him at 30 million, and then it's going to be, if he continues to play well, it's going to be a 45 to 50 million dollar per year tag on him. That's going to be the price tag. And so not going Levis with pick 6, I had two options. I just want to go back to that real quick. It was either Levis was available, so I could either go Levis, and I'll show you here. I could either go Levis with 6 right here, or when I was looking to trade back and get a first rounder next year. That's kind
Mm,
of what my thought process
yep.
was, and I was able to eventually get to that, which was nice. So next year we'll have 2 first round picks in case there's a quarterback that we like. We will have more ammunition to go up and get him, and stockpiled even more picks for whatever's happening in the future with that. So there you
Uh,
go.
I love it, man. No, and
Brad
I
Holmes is
like
still considerably better than me.
let's get right. Let's get some players now to help us in
Yeah.
the first couple of picks, but then let's
Mhm.
be smart about thinking about the future, which obviously he will. Love it.
Yeah. I just didn't feel the need to go like the guy because like we filled out our roster so well. But Brad Holmes has kind of I'm a play it safe guy. Brad Holmes, if he loves someone, he goes for it. So he might think Tyree Wilson is the next Bruce Smith or something.
Right.
And he's like, no, I'm taking him at 6. And even if he's not good, we have a good enough roster around him that it's not going to kill us. He's going to be willing to go for broke a little more than I am. I like to
I
play it safe.
dude, how exciting is like we were excited coming off the Green Bay game and
Yep.
then to see the Lions do all the right things in free agency, check. And
Yes.
now you look at this draft and I just like you made me think of that because you make a great point. Whoever we draft, you just have confidence in Brad Holmes because we will be surprised and we'll be like, what? And then I'll be like, oh yeah, good one. So can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, that's all I got. Thank you. Hey, hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. You can become a member of the channel. That's a great way to support the channel. And as always, leave those comments below. Would you have traded down twice? Usually teams can't get away with that. That's why mock drafts are fun. But would you have
That's
traded down? Would you have gone quarterback early? Now that you know what the roster has kind of shaped into, let us know what you would do. We always read your comments, and we will see you guys on the next one.
See ya.